Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. Now, here's your host, Ashley Davis.
Welcome to Sooner Sports Pad. I'm Ashley Davis alongside my attractive co-host, Hughey and Mason Prince. We've also got a pumped-up live studio audience tonight.
That's right, Ashley. We have the energetic lacrosse team in the audience tonight.
That's right. They're ready to go. They're energetic.
We're also going to hear from center Ty Darlington and tight end Connor Knight later on in the show about their preparations of going to Waco this weekend.
And coming up, Mason and I debate who will be the key player on Saturday against Baylor.
And coming up later, a story on the ALS baseball and softball game and playing for a cause.
But first up, OU defeated the Cyclones in their 80th meet on Saturday. 56-12 was the final. Both teams scored on their first possession, but OU scored a touchdown on their first play. Watch this. It was a reverse flea flicker that left Baker Mayfield throwing down the field to this wide-open Dimitri Flowers. Flowers was nothing but green. Later on, Dakota Austin, filling in for the injured Zach Sanchez, runs all the way to the 26-yard line. Then Baker throws down the field to D.D. Westbrook in the end zone. 14-3 Sooners. The Sooners got another easy win under their belt, but head to Waco for the college game day matchup against number 4 Baylor on Saturday night. Well, 684 total offensive yards. 400 of those were passing yards, and the defense allowed under 400 yards from the Cyclones. Give us a breakdown. What did the offense and defense do well this weekend?
Well, like you said, the OU offense continued their domination. 52 points, 684 yards. They keep balling out. Samaje Perine, Joe Mixon had combined 183 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Daniel Brooks added 55 more. Baker Mayfield just continuing to ball out. He completed 74% of his passes, 342 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a rushing touchdown. Here's a stat for you. OU had 3 one-play scoring drives and 1 two-play scoring drive. So scoring quickly and often for that OU offense.
Well, the defense held Iowa State to 16 points, and they got their sympathy touchdown on the final drive with a bunch of backups in, which I think is impressive. Yeah. Leading running back for the Cyclones, Mike Warren, was held to just 43 yards on 18 carries, a 2.4 average. In his previous 6 games, he totaled 154 per game and 6.5 yards per carry. Charles Tapper had another multiple sack game, and Ahmad Thomas had 10 tackles. I think this defense is exactly where it needs to be when we head down to Waco Saturday.
Another easy W for OU. Who is y'all's MVP from this weekend?
What a day for fullback Dimitri Flowers.
Yes.
On OU's first offensive play, it was a flea flicker from Mayfield to Perine to Shepard to Mayfield, all the way to a wide-open Dimitri Flowers 75-yard touchdown. He also added another 6-yard catch, and this is a guy who's been keeping his head down and doing his job, blocking for Perine and Mixon very, very well. He doesn't get a lot of credit, but I'm going to give it to him today. Dimitri Flowers, you're my MVP.
He's great. Well, my defensive MVP is Zach Sanchez's sub, Dakota Austin, but he definitely didn't look like a replacement at all Saturday with an interception during the first quarter by Joel Lanning's pass near midfield and returned it for 27 yards, which set up a beautiful touchdown pass to D.D. Westbrook. He also recorded his first career tackle for loss. I think Austin's on fire. Zach Sanchez is expected to be back against Baylor as a starter, but I think that Dakota Austin is on fire, and he'll be great.
Well, OU continues to have one of the top defenses in the country. Mason caught up with safety Stephen Parker and asked him what's been going right.
Just us playing. I mean, just us going out every week and practicing hard, preparing well for, each offense that we have to face. And, this is just the next offense, next team on our schedule. So we're just going to come in ready to play.
You guys are getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback that you didn't have at the beginning of the season. What changed for you guys as a defense?
We're just hungry. I would just say the whole defense is just hungry. We're out to prove something. We want to basically just be the best defense in the Big 12, and we want to just keep on just chopping away at the competition.
Corey Coleman is arguably the best guy that you guys will face this year. What kind of challenge does he present for you guys in the secondary?
Just his speed, his presence. They have actually all the receivers are really good. I mean, it's not just one receiver that we're focused on. They have Katie Cannon, which we both came in the same year, and they're going to have some talent out there.
Well, talk about the injuries. You guys had some injuries this season, but it seems to be a next man up mentality for you guys. You guys have been able to recover from those injuries pretty well.
Yes, that's just because, I mean, like I said, just in the meeting room, I mean, we're making sure that our 1s, 2s, 3s, everybody's on top of their game. We're not just focusing just on just one group. We're trying to get everybody reps, and we're trying to basically have everybody just, just ready to go.
Primetime game, you ready to go?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
All right, thanks, Steven.
Thank you so much.
With basketball season underway, both the men's and women's teams are ranked in the top 20. Both teams were also victorious in their home opener. Tell us a little bit more about how each team looked in their home opener.
Well, the men's basketball team lived up to all the hype, winning by 50 points, beating Washburn 112 to 62.
Nice.
5 Sooners scored in double figures, including Buddy Hield, who had 20 points in just 23 minutes of basketball. As a defense, the Sooners had 13 steals and 8 blocks, showing that they can do a lot more than score points. This was just an exhibition game, and on Thursday, they're back in action against Mid-American Christian, so it should be another lopsided matchup for the Sooners.
Well, Mason women's basketball had a great game, winning 111 to 73 over Southwestern Oklahoma State Wednesday. Junior guard Peyton Little had a great game, scoring 25 points, and the Sooners were up by 25 at the break. Gabby Ortiz led all players with 10 rebounds. The Sooners out-rebounded them by a 64-48 margin. Regular season starts this Friday against Winthrop at 7 p.m. in Norman.
Well, the men's golf team ended the fall season with a big W in Hawaii.
Nice.
How nice is that?
Yeah, lucky them.
14th ranked men's golf team won by 12 strokes, beating out 17th ranked Georgia. Freshman Brad Dahlk and sophomore Grant Hirschman finished 2nd and 4th and shot a combined 12 under par for the weekend. Golf is done until February, folks, so be on the lookout for them in the spring.
I hate saying it, but volleyball had a disappointing 3-1 loss against Kansas Saturday. I know I hate it. OU and the Jayhawks split the first 2 sets. Set number 1 was only the 7th set that KU has dropped in conference play, but Kansas took the last 2 sets 25-21, 25-19. Junior Michaela Span totaled a team-high 14 kills, and 6 of these were during OU's second set win. The Sooners are back on the road this week, taking on Kansas State this Wednesday, where hopefully they can get a win.
Thanks, guys. Well, don't go anywhere, because coming up next, we've got Face Off. Mason and Haley will debate which basketball freshman has the brightest future. Stay with us.
Going for a three-peat.
I'm winning this one. I'm winning this one.
Here we go.
Welcome back to Sports Pad. It's time for Face Off, and Mason and Haley battle it out for this week's Face Off fan favorite. I'm here with Nick from the Lacrosse team. We'll talk with him later on, and he'll also help us out with a face-off question later on. But on to question 1, guys. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Three-peat.
I think we are.
Okay.
No.
Three-peat.
The men's basketball team tipped off their season on Friday against Washburn and almost doubled their score. Some freshmen also put up double digits. Which freshman has the brightest future on the basketball team?
Rashard Odoms is a budding star on this team. The freshman from Coppers Cove, Texas, scored 12 points, hit 10 of 13 free throws, and he filled up the stat sheet. Listen to this: 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. He had a great game. Odoms is a young guy that if you're an OU basketball fan, you need to be on the lookout for, because he could get some quality minutes late in games and make a difference.
Well, we need to keep our eyes out for Christian James this season. James finished the game with 14 points, nearly flawless, shooting 3 for 3 in the 3-point range. He also happened to lose his shoe during a backdoor cut, but hey, that didn't seem to faze him at all. He still shot from behind the arc on back-to-back possessions. I think he's a great secret weapon for us this season.
Okay, well, question number 2. The football team's toughest challenge to date will happen on Saturday in Waco. Who's going to be the key player against Baylor?
Jordan Thomas needs to have a big day against Baylor. Thomas has 3 picks on the year and is going up against probably the best receiver in the nation in Corey Coleman. It will be a tough test all game long, but Thomas needs to make Jarrett Stidham, Baylor's freshman quarterback, pay if he wants to come to his side of the field. I think if Jordan Thomas can cause a turnover, the OU offense can capitalize on it and win the game.
Well, Mason, on the offensive side, Samaje Perine needs to have another big game, and it's time, and it's good. Perfect time is against Baylor. Samaje hasn't had a bad season by any means, but he still hasn't reached that 427 yards that he had last season. But hey, I think it's time against Baylor. I want him running the ball constantly. I think he'll have a great game.
Yeah, he should.
Well, I'm joined with Nick Creedon. He's a midfielder, and you're also president of the Club Lacrosse team. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your team preparations that you take during the off-season.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having us. Lacrosse is a spring sport, so most of our fall is spent going through our strength and conditioning program. This next Saturday, we actually have a scrimmage in Stillwater against Oklahoma State at noon. So if you're not going down to Waco, join Ashley and come on up to Stillwater because we'd love to see you in the stands.
Awesome. And when does your regular season kick off?
The regular season kicks off in the beginning of February, so first week of February. Mark your calendars. I think ESPN is unveiling the schedule later next week, so tune in, stay updated.
There you go.
We'd love to have you tune in.
Okay, awesome. Nick also has your last face-off question, guys. OU honored the veterans on Saturday with several different festivities.
Mason, I've got a question for you. What's the best veterans tribute on Saturday?
Haley, you can answer as well if you want.
Oklahoma had a great salute on Saturday. The Pride performed with members from the Army Band and the OU choirs. Not a much better way to honor your veterans than performing with some of the veterans during the halftime show. A big Sooner Sports Pat thank you to all those who serve our country. We appreciate you and thank you for your service. Yeah.
Well, I think the parachutes were the best tribute during halftime. I mean, they were incredible. They came down from the sky in style. There were 4 parachuters. I mean, look at this. Can y'all imagine doing this? It's all for the vets. They're doing it great. They have the OU flag, the Oklahoma flag, and the American flag. And I also want to take this time to thank OU senior wrestler Michael Brown, who served for the Marines for 5 years, and he also was deployed to Afghanistan. OU thanks you so much for your service to our country. That's right.
All right, audience, it's time to choose your week face-off fan favorite. Cheer loud and proud and hold up the head for your favorite. Was it Mason? Okay, was it Haley?
Thanks.
That was pretty close. One more time. Was it Mason? Was it Haley?
We
got a standing ovation for Haley, so this one goes to Haley. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Don't go anywhere because coming up next, we're talking with Ty Darlington and the matchup in Waco this weekend. You won't want to miss it. Stay with us.
All right, everybody, what's your names?
I'm Grant. I'm Jake Wright. I'm Emily. I'm Tate. I'm Charlie. Michael. Gavin.
A whole lot of people. Guys, you enjoying the OU game?
Yeah.
Do you want OU to win?
Yeah.
Do you want them to score a lot of points?
Yeah.
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Go Iowa State, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get them. They're our fans of the week.
Thanks to our cornerstone television partners, Chesapeake Energy, Riverwind Resort, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, OU Alumni Association, OU Medicine, and the OU President's Associates.
Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. The baseball team raised money and awareness in their 3rd annual ALS Halloween game. And this year, the softball team joined in on the fun. The 2 teams played a mixed squad slow pitch scrimmage and dressed up as their favorite characters. Sooner Sports Pad's Chris Tyndall has the insight on the entertaining game with a great cause.
It's a fun way to raise money for a serious cause. College baseball players in costume to help their coach help a friend.
Well, ALS is a disease that is hit close to our family. Pete Frates was a young man that I recruited and coached, had the privilege of coaching at Boston College, and at 27 years of age was diagnosed with basically a death sentence in ALS. But his courageous fight and the inspiration he gives all of us, hopefully we can create an awareness, but more importantly, create monies to fund the research to end this terrible disease.
So Coach Hughes decided to honor his friend with a game they both love. For the past 3 years, Hughes and his team have put on an inter-squad scrimmage on Halloween, and this year they partnered with the OU softball team for a costume clash.
Tonight, it's about dressing up in costume, coming out and having a good time, but ultimately we're trying to raise awareness for ALS and raise money for the disease. And the last 3 years now, we've done a really good job of raising money, but there's still a lot of work to do, and really it's just special to be a part of something like this.
They even brought back an OU legend to call balls and strikes.
Because people were on me the entire time. They're like, what? Are you kidding? I was like, I guess I was kidding. I don't know how to hold my own back there.
For the players, it's a way to play the game they love without all the stress of being college athletes.
It's nice to be a kid again. I mean, we got school and workouts and sports and everything else, and it's nice to just come out here and have some fun.
It's pretty difficult, I'll tell you. I couldn't really bend down to pick up the ball. I can't really swing, but, you know, it's not about that. It's about coming out and having fun.
Last summer, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge swept the nation and helped raise $115 million.
It means a ton because the more people keep talking about this ALS, you know, the more funds are going to come in.
The players had interesting ways of coming up with their costumes.
I was actually just going through the Halloween store with my girlfriend. She saw it and picked it out. You know, I think she might have been trying to tell me something.
I'm kind of tall, so it's kind of hard to find costumes, and I was like looking around, checking the different sizes and stuff. And I found this, so it fits.
So last year, like, I just have this thing, like food, man. I love food, you know? It's like I have this, like, loyalty with food. Like, the loyalty part of it, like, the food doesn't let me down. So last year I was a hot dog. And this year, it's just fitting to be a cheeseburger.
Despite all the fun and games, all the players and everybody out here knows the real reason they're here. Chris Tyndall, Sooner Sports Pad.
Thanks, Chris. What a fun event for both teams and the fans. Baseball begins play in February, but we've got football stud center Ty Darlington in the house tonight. Over to you guys.
Thanks for being here tonight.
All right, well, Ty, the O-line has improved steadily since the Texas game. What's been the biggest improvement in your eyes?
I think a lot of it's the mentality that we're playing with. You know, we had some young guys step up, Drew Samia, Orlando Brown, John Alvarez. They've really just taken their level of play to a whole nother level. And then they were challenged after that Texas game by me, by Coach Beedmo. We all were to take what we did that game and completely do away with it and put a new product on the field. And they've responded to it. The mentality and the preparation that they've played with has been exceptional.
What's it like having such a dynamic quarterback in the backfield like Baker calling signals?
Oh, Baker's awesome, and I can't say too much nice stuff about Baker because that's our relationship. We're not allowed to be nice to each other. But he's a fun guy to have back there. You know, he plays with a lot of passion, a lot of emotion. He's running around making a fool of himself out there on Saturdays, and I love that. He doesn't take himself very seriously at all.
What's the biggest challenge you see that the Baylor defense presents for you guys?
Up front, they're going to do a lot of slanting, a lot of moving, and they have some very good players up front. Some of their defensive linemen are very good players, and they're going to move a lot. We have to be prepared mentally throughout the week so that we know what they're going to do before they do it.
It's your final year here at OU. What legacy are you wanting to leave?
I would like to say, I mean, it's one thing for wins and losses. You know, I want to go out, you want to win a Big 12 championship and see what happens after that. But more than that, I want to make an impact on people. I want people to look back and say I made an impact for Jesus on this campus, and I made an impact with the people that I was seeking to make an impact in their lives.
You guys are a close-knit group on that offensive line. Who's the biggest jokester on the offensive line?
Oh man, probably Orlando. I can't even deal with Orlando, especially lately. He talks a lot of trash too, and he's hilarious to listen to on the field. People on the field would probably never think that he's a big, massive teddy bear, big, goofy-looking kid. But
great. Well, Ashley, that's your audience question for you.
We got one more question. This one comes from Nick.
Yeah, Ty, quick question for you. How do you balance your performance in the classroom and on the field?
I guess a lot of time management, figuring out. I mean, sometimes it takes late nights and early mornings, but as Connor will attest to, I'm the greatest procrastinator on this campus. Baker has his claim to fame is Halo. I think mine is I can pull off some last minute miracles, and it's taken a couple of them during my time here. So, yeah.
Well, thanks, Ty. Don't go anywhere because coming up next, we're playing dynamic duos with Ty and tight end Connor Knight. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be fun. Stay with us. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. It's time for dynamic duos. You heard earlier from Ty Darlington, and he brought along his teammate and roommate, Connor Knight. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys.
Absolutely.
The football players get pretty competitive in this game, but no pressure.
No pressure.
Okay.
Baker and Jackson killed it.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You're going to give the most fitting answer for Ty. Audience, make sure to yell out your answer and help him out, especially if you think you know it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Question number 1. If Ty didn't want to pursue a career in football, what would he want to be? 1, an OU professor. 2, an athletic director. 3, a football coach. Do you know this one?
I know this one easy.
Oh, you
Easy. Okay, audience doesn't know it, I don't think. Audience, do you know it?
It's easy.
Ty, do you have your answer?
I got my answer.
Okay,
Got it.
what's the answer?
3.
Football
Coach all the way. Did he get it?
Ready?
Bingo!
I'm not gonna lie.
That's easy.
Okay, question number 2. What kind of team captain would Ty describe himself as? 1, quiet and lead by example. 2, vocal and take charge. 3, high energy, get in your face. This one?
I think I got that one too.
You do?
I think I got
Audience,
it.
do you know?
He's got it.
It kind of goes up in
I'm saying 2.
2? Okay.
I'm saying 2.
Okay.
Go ahead, show him. 2.
Y'all are killing it.
Keep it rolling.
Okay, question number 3. Other than football, what was Ty's claim to fame in high school? Was it 1, debate club president, 2, valedictorian, or 3, student body president?
Got that one too.
You do?
I got it.
Oh my gosh, you guys are good.
Valedictorian.
3 for 3. Okay, last question, and this one's about you.
Okay.
What did Ty say your best roommate quality was? 1, you always clean your dishes. 2, you don't play your music too loud. 3, you're the best study buddy. Or 4, you're the best video game buddy.
That's the easiest one.
We heard earlier in the
Easiest
interview.
one.
Dang it.
Best video game buddy by far.
You can rub it in Jackson and Baker's face. 4 for 4. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. On behalf of the entire Sooner Sports Pads crew, thank you for watching us and join us every Monday night. Be sure to like Sooner